Hello yogis, my name is April and welcome to the Yoga Ranger Studio and welcome to this restorative yoga snack focused on the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is the space of the pelvis mainly, and it is related to the water element, our sense of flow, our creativity, our relationships with others, our emotions a lot of the time. So we're really working with this space to kind of make some opening and give us a little room to breathe front and back. So for this practice, just a couple of props that you might want to have nearby. I have a blanket underneath, but this is purely optional. It just sometimes feels good to give yourself a little self-love with a little extra cushioning underneath. A bolster or a couple of pillows from your bed or a sofa cushion or a couple of pillows that are a little bit taller, and a block or a couple of pillows to give you support, or a chair if you wanted to do that is that way. Now, if you would like to have another support, more support, you could have a couple of throw pillows for your knees or for other parts of your body, but those are not absolutely necessary. But have whatever you feel takes care of you the best way possible. So for our first pose, we're going to start with supine bound angle. So we're going to take our block up tall, take our bolster up tall. Now, if this is too much for you, you can always take it down a little bit lower. Sometimes I like it a little bit lower than that. Take our hips about a fist distance away from the bolster so you have a little bit of space. Start to bring yourself down, give yourself that support, and then bring the bottoms of the feet together. Now, they could be closer to you or further away. If your knees don't reach the floor like myself, you could have blocks, or you could have some throw pillows tucked underneath there, or you could just let them be where they want to be. Rolling the shoulders back, opening them up a little bit, and then turning the palms up on either side of your hips. I like to look down at my toes to lengthen my neck and then release it back down. Just settling into your breath here. Restorative is a beautiful practice to really connect more deeply to your body's innate healing and restoration process. Think of it as sort of a support network, that you're helping your body do what it does best, which is to take care of you. So relaxing fully into the ground beneath you and the props, letting your body just become soft, letting the pose do all the work for you. Noticing your breath here. Maybe allowing the exhale to extend a little bit longer, not forcing it, just allowing. Helping mind and body move more deeply into that healing and restorative part of our nervous system. Gently taking your hands to the outside of your legs, using your hands to push the knees up toward the ceiling, stretching your legs out straight, taking a few breaths here. And then slowly taking your hands underneath, very carefully pressing yourself back upright. We're going to take our block out to the end here. We may or may not need it, but have it nearby. And take our bolster about a third of the way down, away from that block. Now it might be easier to start here on your side, so rolling over to your side with your side body and your hips on the bolster, and then starting to roll back and down, and then shifting your hips where your hips are fully settled on the bolster. So you have full support here, maybe just a little bit into your lower back, but definitely all of your hips and your pelvis. Here you can choose to use that block by putting your feet on it, if this is a lot for your lower back. Or if you don't need that, you can take your heels down to the floor. Your hands can go alongside your hips, or they can go a little bit more up overhead if that feels good for you. Just feeling your hips settle really deeply into the bolster, the support, that cushion, all the weight just drop into the props. No effort, just ease. Maybe taking a couple of inhales through your nose. And then exhaling out through your mouth with a sigh. Maybe just one more. And then returning back to your normal breath. If your feet are on the block, go ahead and take your feet off the block. Start to pull one foot at a time, flat to the floor, knees toward the ceiling. If your hands are up overhead, taking your hands back alongside your hips. You're going to press through your feet, lift up, start to wiggle that bolster off to the side. Bring your back very carefully and slowly down to the floor. Maybe if it feels good to just rock your knees super gentle, side to side. And then gently rolling over to your right side for a few breaths. Making your way up to whatever seat is best for you. Taking a moment to check in with how you feel. Thank you so much for sharing your practice time with me. I hope you enjoyed this practice focusing on the sacral chakra, really bringing some opening and some space to this hip area, a little healing time, a little self-love with support of bolsters. This is a great practice to use anytime you need just a little bit of connection to that space or some opening in the hip area, some soft self-care. So gather whatever you need around you and give yourself the self-care that you so richly deserve. Allow yourself to heal and restore. Have a wonderful week.